In 1989, how did the rope weavers in the Spanish countryside weave flax ropes? Flax is an extremely important economic plant. Its seeds can be pressed for oil, and the stems can be used to weave ropes or fabric. Essentially, every part is valuable. This video focuses on using flax stems to weave ropes, showcasing this traditional craft with a long history. To make processing flax easier, it is usually wet before this step. The process involves soaking the flax in water for a period to dissolve the internal gum, then separating the flax's bast fibers and woody parts, like this, using a wooden mallet. After repeated beating, most of the brittle lignin in the flax stalks has been broken and removed, leaving behind a soft and fluffy residue. However, since it still contains many fragments, it hasn't reached the quality standard for weaving. For this, the craftsperson next uses the tool in front of them for further processing. This tool is professionally called a combing comb, with many thin, long iron nails on one end of the platform, resembling a comb. In fact, from its appearance, we can roughly guess its function. After processing with the combing comb, the flax bast fibers not only become pure but also have lengths that are quite uniform, which is very important for weaving high-quality flax ropes. This rope-making technique has been passed down for hundreds or even thousands of years. However, by the mid-20th century, with the widespread application of synthetic fiber technology, this traditional technique became increasingly rare. Once all the fiber materials for weaving are processed, the craftsperson ties a bundle of fibers around their waist, like a belt, reportedly to make the weaving process easier. Meanwhile, a wet towel is prepared for assistance. The craftsperson draws a strand of fiber from their waist and hangs it on a device in front of them, while an assistant on the side starts turning a handle to make the device operate. This wooden device is professionally called a hand spinning wheel, with a simple structure divided into two main parts. One is the driving system that provides power, consisting of a handle and a rope wheel with a diameter of about 1 meter. The other is the 4 high-speed rotating spindles currently visible. These two parts are connected by 2 ropes for power transmission. The specific operation is just like what we see now. First, one end of the fiber is hung on the rotating spindles, then pulled back at an appropriate speed. The wet towel in the hand keeps the fiber moist, enhancing its flexibility and making it easier to twist and shape. Although the craftsperson's operation seems very simple, there are many details to pay attention to during twisting. For example, the dryness of the fiber. If it's too dry, it's prone to breaking and fraying. If it's too wet, it becomes sticky and the twist uneven. Additionally, controlling the pulling force is crucial. Inconsistent speed can result in uneven twists, affecting the final quality of the rope. The last detail is to feed the fiber in moderation each time, otherwise the rope may turn out uneven in thickness. Once the fibers are connected, the initial twisting process is complete, and the next step is to combine the 4 single strands into one. At this point, the craftsperson places something in the middle of the 4 strands. A groove structure on it helps to separate the strands evenly and prevent interference. Meanwhile, the assistant continues turning the rope wheel to coordinate and complete the splicing process. By this stage, a relatively thin flax rope is actually woven. However, according to the requirements of this production, the craftsperson will next use the same process as before to weave several more ropes of the same diameter to make a thicker rope. We won't repeat the previous steps in detail here. When all the materials used for weaving are prepared, before combining them, the artisan needs to perform the final step of refinement on these ropes to ensure each strand reaches the perfect state. This step is actually similar to the previous one. Dry flax fibers are not only hard but also rough. After being moistened with water, the cuticle on the fiber surface temporarily softens, making them smooth and easier to twist together during splicing. By repeatedly treating them in this way, you can see that the ropes not only have a smooth surface but also appear very tight-knit between the fibers. Once the ropes are dry, they can be fixed to the bobbins for the final splicing. After splicing is complete, to ensure the ropes are twisted more tightly, not only do they need to be wound around like this several times, but the surface of the rope still needs to be refined with a wet towel. At this point, the traditional craft of weaving ropes from flax has been demonstrated. Finally, with the help of this simple winch, the ropes are neatly coiled and tied together.